Cool. We're here with KKs Corner. It's KK, aka Bernice from southbeachtow, and Will Young. And what's up, Kay? What's up with your week?
What's going on, man?
Nothing. I was just reading two is out for the playoffs. Or two is out this week.
I told you I thought his career was over, man. Too many concussions. Um, I wasn't expecting him to come out, but I wasn't expecting us to go out either, like no suckers. But I guess the backup gonna have to do his thing. But shit, after the last game, we won. We kicked 3 field goals. Man, that got dang on Buffalo 3 field goals. Score gonna be 77-9.
It'll be
Shit.
like the national championship this week.
Yeah. Oh man. I turned the TV off. I thought TV was gonna give a little bit of fight, but unfortunately, Georgia came out there with a chip on their shoulder. They beat the brakes off their ass.
I mean, it really showed you kind of the talent gap between the SEC. I mean, obviously, I think Big Ten has some schools. Ohio State, obviously, one of them. But like, it showed you the difference between that SEC gap and like most other, most other like teams and divisions. It's like 65-7. Like, yeah, I mean, got the brakes blown up.
Bruh. Listen, it was so bad. Like I'm rushing home to get to watch the game. When I get to the game, it's already almost halftime. So it's like 38-7. And it's like they never took their foot off the gas. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You let somebody out of nowhere. That's not the usual championship game. It's no Alabama. It's no Ohio State. It's no big schools that you would expect to be there. Most people say TCU wasn't supposed to be there, but hell, they won the games. I don't care how it goes. I just want to see a good game. And that right there, I heard somebody put 3 million on TCU.
I mean, if you can put that much down, I guess you got that much to lose. Like,
hey man, listen, when you looking at that, like you would want people to win, but man, Georgia a powerhouse, man. They quarterback like 37 years old and shit. So you bro, he got experience. I wouldn't have expected somebody to put that much money, but hell, if you got it, it ain't tricking if you got it, right? Shoot.
all right, explain to me, how do you make that talent jump? I mean, it's like I would say what, 4 or 5 years ago, let's say 4 years ago, Georgia made that jump, and kind of cut that talent gap between them and Alabama. And I mean, really, besides a couple other schools, nobody has been able to consistently like make that jump. What goes into that, especially with college? I mean, I know you've seen us working at Central and just the Miami talent. Like, what have you seen that like that changes that makes that special kind of SEC? What makes Georgia like, kind of separate from even the other SEC teams?
Well, I just say SEC has the strength, they have the power, they have the money. When you think about like over the past couple of years with this Neil situation, um, first of all, Kirby Smart is a great coach. You know what I'm saying? So I think the people that he brought in has been there for the duration of the time. I mean, I don't even think he had more than 3 people out the portal on the team. Those kids were invested and been there for that time at Georgia. So number one, that's one. Two, like I say, with the portal and the nil, everybody is evening up with what Alabama been doing for all this time. I'm pretty sure Saban's like, God dang it, everybody done caught on to what's been going on, but it's a lot of teams out there now that could pretty much stand up to Alabama when Alabama was like the king of the jungle. Now, any given Saturday, they can get beat. So, like I'm saying, like most teams that keep those kids around for the duration, 3 to 4 years, and have that talent of kids that's invested in the program. I think any team would be great if you have the same kids around and you're coaching them up. So, Georgia has had those kids there for, most of them for 3 to 4 years, and they stuck in there, and it's showing now. It's just like it's like water, man. It's like they were flowing out there. He could throw the ball anywhere and everybody's catching it. Anytime they run, it's like they know this stuff off the back of their head. And that's going to be the key because, after every season right now, these kids jumping in the portal and they go somewhere else and have to learn another system. If you're a systematic person, it's to stay for 4 years or 3 years and do your job, and your team will get better every year. That's just me. That's what I think. My opinion, man.
It's funny to me too, because it's like, I would say in kind of the recent era of sports, the only kind of college athletics that has been that dominant, I would say, is UConn's women's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've taken a slide a little bit. South Carolina's kind of stepped up, but there hasn't been in basketball, in football, obviously Alabama, and then, now Georgia, but like there hasn't been just an overall dominance from, one school or one university, other than outside of like in the last 20 years, to me, outside of like UConn women's basketball.
Well, especially in women's basketball, girls, women, whatever, it's only so many good schools and so many good teams. Once the Tennessee coach, Pat Summitt, transitioned and, changed, the coach coming into Tennessee didn't have I can't say she don't have the rapport, but Pat was special. She bring in the people that fit. She knew what she was looking for when she was recruiting. UConn is great. They still got their coach or whatever. So it's kind of like women, young ladies growing up, they want to go to these schools that they see on TV or that they idolize or that, they could be seen. So those schools always get, the top tier athletes. And then, every now and again, you get a diamond in the rough that go to other schools and they compete. But all in all, for female basketball, women's basketball, I think it's a lot of good teams out there now, especially with South Carolina doing their thing. And, most schools are always going to be in a hunt, but only the great schools survive, and they Final Four and they Sweet 16 be so good, because those teams we don't get to see every day that don't get the exposure. You starting to see them, and they got good players as well. So I always think the girls, you have those 4 great teams, and then everybody else compete. But it's getting closer. I think we closing the gap in that part right there too.
And I also think you're talking about, like, what's interesting is one of the kind of parts that you're kind of mentioning is brand management, like Pat Summitt, Dawn Staley at South Carolina, Gino at UConn. You mentioned like girls or women want to go to these schools that specifically, they see on TV. And I think that's true with men's sports too. A lot of times, once you see them, they've quantified that enrollment goes up once a team is really good. So it's like that kind of brand. And once you, as you said, Pat Summitt, like once you transition, you get a new coach. And it's not to say that the Tennessee brand is weakened in the sense of that part of that brand, a huge like icon of that brand, is no longer there. And so you don't know what kind of management, you just don't know. Look at Duke now. Like Duke's still a good team, but they're not Mike Krzyzewski on every night like they were, 15 minutes ago, basically last season.
Dog, let me tell you something. Like the new coaches that's coming into college basketball, like especially women teams, man, I be on Instagram. It's one bad one at Texas. I like, shit, I would want to play for her. So, like Brandon, like with the internet and the Instagram and the Twitter and everything, they sell their teams and brand the teams different ways. Like she fly every game, she's dressed. Like just looking at her, how they carry themselves. People want to play for people like that. Like people want to go places where they see stuff like that. Like even in the WNBA, like the fashion, how these players carry themselves, how they look on a social media pages, all that stuff sell teams, sell programs, sell everything. Like believe it or not, social media, the internet is winning right now. These people are making money as ambassadors, making money with different type of things on the internet because of what they're showing and how they're doing it. And I just think it's awesome. Just basically the women getting publicity and everything from the internet and those schools and those teams. It's just awesome. I watch teams on TikTok, Snapchat, everything. Like it makes you feel like, man, if I was in this era, I'd be dope. I'd be killing it, So it's good for all that, man.
I got a question for you. Okay, name, image, likeness, the NIL deals. Have you seen, I mean, just in Miami, because I know it's like they're always mining the talent in Miami. Have you seen high school? Have you heard about like NIL deals for high school at this stage? Are a lot of young people, getting opportunities to kind of cash in on their own recognition. I mean, I've seen some high school deals, obviously the huge kind of famous people like LeBron James's kid, Bronny, they're going to make money just because that brand is already established through their like parents. But I'm just curious if, what kind of discussion and talk is around that there.
Well, I haven't seen anything, weird here or anything big here. Most of the kids here, they branding themselves. They're copywriting their names, they doing all that stuff. So it'll come back to them like with the name, like, likeness and everything like that. So when you even speak their name or you even put a photo out there of them or you put a tape of them out there, I mean, they have to, they're doing it themselves. I think people here in Miami, for say, like people are studying up on those things so nobody could take advantage of their children or, do things out of way because most likely, most people think in high school you can't get certain things or to mess up your college career. And they literally think that because, we try to do fundraisers and stuff, but you can't get kids' signature on certain things. You can't get certain things because of their future NIL endorsements or things like that. But I'm like, in high school, you come back, most of the players will come back, sign jerseys, do things like that. But like I say, a lot of them already have their name, their brand, everything already copyrighted and everything like that. So you can't really, they get money. They learning so fast, man. This thing is moving so fast. It's like, it's crazy. I'm excited to see these young people getting money. But the whole other flip side of that coin is a lot of people not going to finish college. They're going to have way more money than their parents. And then going to the next level. And then how are we actually getting selfish with it? Because if I have to make this amount of yards or do this to get my NIL money and everything like that, how does that make me a team person? Does it make the team effort go up or down? I mean, it's just a whole bunch going around with that, but I really haven't seen anything with my eyes or read anything about nobody here in the NIL deals. I know they probably get, how that is. They get the bag somewhere, but I don't know.
All right, so I'm just going to reset. I just want to let the audience know this is KK's Corner. She is not in prison right now. That is just work.
Yeah. I had to come to a quiet corner. I'm actually on the clock. I was on vacation last week.
And I got to also shout out the TSU. We asked for some shout outs of universities the other day. And I see you got your TSU pride on. I'm a Virginia Union Panther. And I wanted to give a couple shout outs. I saw Tamika Wardlow 7608 at YouTube and Miss Miami Times on Instagram. They both shout out the BCU Wildcats, Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. We kind of mentioned last week's going to be taken over. The football program's taken over by Ed Reed coming up. So just wanted to shout out some of our HBCUs. I did want to ask you on a separate note, what happened at Hard Rock after we talked to your drunk ass last week?
Well, I mean, I went back down to the pool. I met a couple of people. You know, I'm always networking. So I met a couple of people who, you know, said they'll sponsor my little flag football team and some of the kids at the school. I also met some people that was just fans and interested in pictures and lounging and buying drinks. Man, I was hey man, listen, it was a whole mood down there until the pool closed. So I had a good time. It was dope.
Did you meet anybody from any other country?
Oh man, I think I met somebody from Spain. You know, when it's really winter down here, I don't know, it probably be cold everywhere else, so they come here. So I met a couple of people. I just remember the Spain person, and I think somebody from London, if I'm not mistaken. But it was a melting pot down there. There was so many different people from so many different necks of the wood and different places in the world. So I was just smiling. You know, when I get tipsy, all I do is smile anyway. So I'm a happy drunk.
Now I laugh because all of the kind of shout outs that you get, it's a lot of, I mean, Italy. I've seen a lot more Brazil now. A lot of Brazil has been shouting you out. And then obviously, like I feel like Argentina, Colombia, there's a lot of places, but it's always interesting to see, some of the people and where they're from. And I know because I was having a discussion in Brazil, and it's Rebocadores do South Beach there, and then it's Remacalores or something like that, the South Beach in Latin America. But no, it's always interesting just to see where the show travels. And being the director for a while, I've gotten two checks for re-airing. I got like a $90 one and like a $45 one from Argentina. So I'm just waiting for the other countries for my checks because that show's been off for 10 years. I'm expecting some other checks coming in the mail. Have you seen
these people out of the country are fans? Like, I be looking on my Instagram. People don't think I run my own pages. First of all, I run my own shit. That's first and foremost. So I do see it. And if you're begging me for some money, let me put this out here. I'm broke too, man. Let me get $10 at you. So yeah, I run my own pages. I run my own social media. And I think that's the thing, like people be so impersonal. Y'all be everybody going people inboxes. I answer serious stuff. If I can help with serious stuff, I will. Like depression, people who depressed, people who have mental illness. Like just because people don't understand that I'm a licensed life coach. I actually literally listen. I got a minor in psychology. So I listen to people, but I don't try to say much because sometimes all it takes is just people listening to themselves, or they say it out loud, and then you kind of like make them, let them know that it's their suggestion that they should do better or change something. So yeah, that's why I say like people from all over the country be in my inboxes and then be responding and stuff on social media. And I answer as much as I can, but I'm still a working person. But I do run all my own stuff. And I love it because I know in most countries, they still playing South Beach Tow. So I'm very much relevant with them. And I try to keep the fans and, I call them friends, fans, whatever, in contact with me where it feels like I'm just like you. More people know me. We're all the same. We're all the same, no matter who they are in different walks of the world. They just might have more money, or they might have more people that know them or more fans, but that shit the same, man.
I got to mention a little bit of Florida news. Did you see this? The Doral man shooting on the Palmetto on December 23rd. He was in a Lamborghini. They just arrested him, Nelson Alejandro Perez Valdivia, and he was firing a gun out of a Lamborghini on the Palmetto Expressway. Have you seen this video?
Oh, I ain't seen that. I got to look at that. You know
Yeah,
me,
this
man.
guy.
I ain't see that because I don't, man. These people crazy down here. The whole break been crazy. The whole Christmas vacation, man. But I ain't see that. I'm glad I wasn't on the goddamn Palmetto.
Yeah, that's what I was like. You know, there's also a study just came out. I think Miami has the most hours spent in traffic. They beat out LA. They're in the top 10 in the world. And then like Bogota, which we've been to together, was fifth, but there was a handful of cities, and Miami was number one in the United States.
If you're a smart person and you're in Miami, it's hours you don't travel. You don't travel between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning, going south. You could go north, going south on 95. Any time of the day on the Palmetto, you're in traffic. So I don't hit the Palmetto. The only good thing about Miami is you could drive streets anywhere you want to go. You do not have to get on the expressway. That's the best part of Miami. Certain cities, you definitely have to get on the expressway. But in Miami all the way up to probably West Palm Beach, you could drive a street to get anywhere. You don't have to get on the expressway. So that's dope. So you won't catch me on the expressway. I'm taking back streets.
And other than the numbering system in Hialeah, the number system is easy there. So if it's like, I don't know, Northwest 167th Street, and the address is like, 1000, you got to get to 10th,
Yeah.
and it's that corner.
We have
but you gotta know too that Hialeah in the middle of it has its own numbering system. Yes. So once you get into Hialeah,
it's west.
A whole different number.
You don't even know what the hell going on. It could be 103rd on this street and then West 49th Street when you get over there. Hell, I done got lost. Man, you remember before GPS, you could find anywhere. It don't matter. All you needed was an address. Now we got a fucking GPS. We be lost. Man,
I mean, it's the same thing. If you walk enough, you notice things, and then the more you drive, you notice less. And then now the GPS, it literally just brings you to the spot.
Shit. You done. Man, I be lost. I be looking at everything.
With that said, Hialeah is confusing in a number of different manners. It's just the streets is the beginning of it.
The worst. The drivers, everything. Everything's the worst in Hialeah.
All right, I was thinking about this, because we're introducing a lot of people to Miami. Give me a restaurant. We need to start giving people restaurants, favorites in Miami. So give me one today.
Oh man, I'm hood when it comes to restaurants. I like soul food, good food. So I'm gonna give you my top 5.
Well, just give me all right, top 5.
You want me to give you one? We gonna go with one?
No. Go top.
But to tell the truth, Sundays Trick got that shit on smash.
What spot?
Sundays, Trick Daddy Restaurant. Man, listen, any day of the week, the line is around the corner. Like literally, people line up from an hour before it opens and the line be wrapped around the corner.
Where's Trick's spot?
Trick's spot is on 207th off of 27th Avenue, up there by the stadium.
Okay.
Like you're going towards called the casino. So yeah, that line be wrapped around the corner. My breakfast spot is what it's called. I forgot, man, but that's the first one we're gonna talk about. So if you're in Miami, I'm gonna give a big shout out to Trick that stuff. Food is good. He be in his goddamn pots. I gotta have a cook-off with him. Me and him should go ahead and do a little cook-off, man. He a little ghetto though with his cooking, man.
What you get?
The old people shit, he stick his hand in it, he throwing recipes and all type of stuff in the pot. So yeah, me and him got to do a little I gotta tell him I gotta go on his little show. Me and him need to cook together. I'm a little old school.
What you get at the restaurant? What do you recommend over there?
I like turkey wings. He do fried ribs, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, all that soul food, soul food. His food is really good though. So I'm gonna give a big shout out to him, candy yams, all that good stuff, all the stuff the old people cook. So he know that's right up my alley.
That's the problem. LA so spread out to get that like authentic. I gotta go far. To get that authentic in LA, I gotta go far. I gotta drive far.
What when you be eating?
Yeah. To get like good. There's a couple spots in the valley.
Everything in LA is far. I don't know why you coming up with that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, there's one spot over here. I think it's like Les Sisters. It's kind of a French Creole kind of spot, but it's a little pricey for being out here. And then the rest of everything else is on the other side of town. LA's got you can't drive from 7 to 10 in the morning, and you can't drive in the afternoon, like maybe 3:30 to about 7.
Yep. But yeah, all that, like, the food here is good because we always say, we're a melting pot. We got Cuban food, Haitian food, Spanish food. We got everything. So the food is definitely good. I be trying to, I got a lot of people that are food because their food is just authentically good. So you can't never take that away from them. But the best food we already talked about it, in the clubs, in the strip clubs.
Always.
You know what's a hidden jewel though, Cole? The hidden jewel is Studio 183. It's right across the street from Tootsie's on the other side of 441.
Okay.
The best lamb chops. Them motherfuckers sell lamb chops, Cole. Lamb chops, hibachi rice, grilled shrimp, everything you could think of, fried broccoli. Chicken wings. You could go bougie or you could go bougetto. You could be ghetto and bougie or whatever the case may be. They got everything for you there. The shit is fire.
Studio 183?
Huh?
Studio 183?
Yeah, that's it's a Flow Rider and Freezy spot. It's a nice little lounge. Good music, good vibe. A lot of people roll through there. They do different things there. Have little concerts, old school Thursday. On Wednesdays, they have karaoke. On Fridays, they have that $20 happy hour. You could drink all you could drink from 5 to 8. So it's just different places. That's why I tell people on the other side of the bridge, you can't get none of that action. You can't get none of the good food like that.
You can get some lukewarm food and a one drink for $20.
Yeah, right. So usually I go there to get me a whole meal before I go home. And it just be like you went to a 5-star restaurant. That's how good it is. Even the presentation be good.
Plus, Tootsie's right there.
Right. All the spells. Get some ass and chicken wings.
That's gonna be another episode. We're gonna have to review all of those, but that's another episode.
Yeah.
Yo, you better move from off that hook for you don't get hurt. This is my backup ride. I got my Bentley in the shop getting some upgrades. Oh man, whatever. Bernice got a clear. Bernice, you's a bitch. Hold up. Let me go farther. I ain't taking lip from Flavor Flav and Oprah's daughter. You're using scam artists, a phony, and you're trying to get paid. You ain't no Stevie Wonder, so take off in stupid shape. Oh, what the hell? Oh! Oh!
I wanted to kill that guy, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you. First of all, he took my glasses and stepped on them. That's what made me keep multiple glasses everywhere. I usually have glasses everywhere, but he kind of like killed my mood with that. Then at the end of the day, that lame ass rap, like he's sitting up there. First of all, I went to Miami Northwestern Senior High School. 2 things we knew how to do. We gonna John and rank your ass, and we know how to play cards. So with him trying to come at me with a little fake rap, trying to diss me, that didn't even, man, let me get the money. That's all I was concerned about. But when he took my glasses off and stepped on my glasses and all that, I went into a different rage. Then tried to jump into the car and drive off. Man, that little ass car. Come on, man.
I read, I was like, there's two mistakes here. He started in his rap calling you a bitch. And then the sunglasses. Those are the two no-nos with Bernice.
Oh, listen, if I wasn't, I be going through the moments where I be trying to change, like literally don't fuck somebody up today. And I be going through that. I be having my little moments where I sit in the truck or I sit in my car and I woosah and I pray about having a great day, and somebody always got to change that. I go back to having a great day. I don't hold no grudge. After I've been undid what I did, I just ask for forgiveness and keep it moving. But dog, if I could have rolled that little banana-looking ass little car up and threw it somewhere in the Miami River, I would have felt so much better. He pissed me off.
I saw a couple of people mention that's the TSU weight room strength.
Man, I wait in conditioning coaches. Oh my God, strength and conditioning coach was there. He was a beast. So, I think just some people hold so much stuff in, and that's type me. I'm a Taurus. Until that cup start running over, we'll take so much stuff until you do something. I call it that crazy strength. Because when people get crazy, they don't know exactly what type of strength they have. And most people be asking me, I'm like, I really don't know where it be coming from. I just get crazy.
Well, it was good to catch up with you again this week. KK's Corner, appreciate it. Why don't you give a shout out to everybody before we get out of here?
Hey, I want to give a shout out to everybody. Of course, Miami Central, Miami Northwest, and all the little high schools in Miami. Want to give a shout out to you, and you. Well, we got to get back on our traveling little mode, man. I'm trying to hit the road in a little bit, but my season coming up, so I want to give a shout out to my flag football girls. Shout out to my mama. Definitely my mama. I got to get on here one day, but she ain't gonna do nothing but want to argue all day. I ain't got time for that. I'm like, Clyde,
I'll push that.
So yeah, just a shout out to everybody, man. I hope everybody good out there. And like I said in the comments or whatever, put what you want us to talk about, how you want us to talk about it, and we'll give it to you.